As a placer is working to bring you specifications you can relate to so you can have an educated decision on your purchases. We're going to be looking at this knife here. This is from WE. This is called the Pleroma. So thank you for WE for providing a knife. This is going to be one that I immediately fell in love with the look of this knife as far as the style of it. It's a little odd as far as some of the styling, but it's just one that I was just drawn to immediately. So that's one thing I didn't buy it right off the bat, but I'm able to actually go and handle it. So thank you again to WE. And then we're going to be looking at this knife here and then give you my opinions as far as whether to buy, borrow, or avoid the knife, in my opinion, for the knife. But we have this one here, also a release. So KPL, Knife Pivot Lube, just came out with KPL Heavy on this side. And then they do have regular KPL as well. So this one was about a 17 weight. KPL Heavy is going to be about 85 weight. So it's going to be a little bit as far as kind of a full lubricant product for your knife maintenance with that. But for this one, we're going to look at the hand sizing first off. So for adult female hand, as far as where that's going to sit for you, and then we're going to be rolling over also into the adult male hand. So either way you look at it, it's not going to be one that really is a very large knife. So if you do have something that you're wanting to pick up that is that full hand grip, it's not going to be this knife because this is kind of a small knife. So about 2.95 for the blade, and then about 4, maybe 3.99 for the handle, and about 2.63 ounces. So that's going to be the sizing for that one. Runs M390, so across the board, it's going to be probably about corrosion resistance about 80th percentile, hardness about 70th percentile, and then in comparison to even some of the super steels, this is going to be about the 80th percentile for that edge retention. So it is going to be one that can hold an edge really well, but also if you don't have any experience sharpening or anything or the right tools for it, you might not be able to sharpen it yourself. So some things to consider with that as well. So looking at comparison-wise, I got a new knife in here. So this one is a new old, a kind of flashback type of knife. So this one is from Kershaw. This is one of their USA mades. That one is the Echelon. We also have this one here. This is the CRKT Pilar. And thank you to JT actually for spotting this knife here. So it was on my Instagram as far as a sale there. And then we also do have a static one as far as the Rat number 2. Also another CRKT is the LCK. So let me know as far as also the background. So playing around with a different background for it. The other one I had was kind of more of a carbon fiber type of look. And then I think that this one kind of pops a little bit more. So this one also is another CRKT for the squid. But I see a lot of the ones with the matte as far as the one with all the little cubes on it for measurement reasons. I went with this one so I could get a different background as far as kind of a stylistic type of thing. And then also with some type of measurement that you can look at. And then we'll also put some measurements in the description down below. So check that out as well. Give me some feedback. Look at some of the older videos and then see what you prefer as far as the background for it. So give me your opinions on that. So for this knife here, we have a few different ways to open it. With this thumb stud, I think it's a really good design for it being there. Some would prefer just to have it be the cutout, but I think the thumb stud actually adds quite a bit to it. So you do have the thumb side of it. You also do have the finger flick for the middle finger, and then you can always pinch and roll it out. So those are kind of the ones for that. So it doesn't have any type of flipper tab or anything else to add any type of other deployment for it. You're not going to inertia drop this at all, so it's going to stay in there. This is only a right hand tip up carry, so you're not able to move that over to the other side. You could drop it in your pocket if you want to take that off of there, just drop it in your pocket to carry it that way. But that's going to be the only carry method for a pocket clip is going to be that right hand tip up. So very nice as far as the styling, as far as this kind of looking like an integral knife, but even for the way that they actually mold everything together. So there's a seam that runs down here, but then you also do have the sanding lines that go in this direction as well. So it kind of hides that pretty well. You might be able to pick it up a little bit for it, but it's going to be kind of difficult. Possibly So you can kind of see a little bit for that actual separation there, but it's really going to be hard to see, especially if you're going to be looking at it as far as just a really quick glance. But most likely, if you're going to get one of these, you're going to be really studying it and looking it over very intently, because it is very stylistic lines for the knife. So it's going to be probably one you're going to enjoy that way. And then for the sharpness side for it, this one came in to be about 316. So not the sharpest one, but this also is a part of the pass round. So it has been used a little bit for it, but 316 is still not new high-end cutlery as far as the sharpness that you're going to get on this edge here. But this one actually is also behind the edge going to be an advertised of 13 thousandths behind the edge. I got 15 thousandths behind the edge as far as that thickness. And then that's basically about 4 sheets of copy paper. So if you want to actually kind of get a better idea, if you don't have a micrometer or anything else, just grab 4 sheets of paper. That's going to be roughly where you are for behind the edge if you take that that secondary grind off of there, or secondary bevel for the knife. And so $299 is what you're going to be seeing for this one. And then the MSRP is about $350. So for that amount of money, it's a very nice looking knife. Is it one that I would go out and buy? I thought so, but after handling it, I don't think I'm going to be picking it up. It's more of, for me, it's going to be kind of on that line between borrow and avoid. So if you have the chance, you might want to pick it up. There's a lot of folks that really love the design, but some of the things that I don't like about it, it just feels very odd in hand. It's probably good for food prep for the fact that the way that this blade is kind of curved upwards. So as you're actually cutting basically onto a flat surface, you're going to be very well out of the way as far as your hand. But it's not really the ideal position that I like. And also for the handle side of things, as you're holding it, it doesn't really match up with the contour of my hand. So that's where I found that if they just flip the handle over, this would be actually the more comfortable way to do it for me, and then just have the blade, of course, the other way. But that's where it's really good for that draw cut. So basically in this position, this is going to be the most comfortable. And I did hear that some of the way the sway backs are made, that's kind of the purpose of it. But yeah, and holding it in this fashion, that's really comfortable to do any draw cuts for it. But a regular cutting task that I'm going to be doing is going to be more so in this fashion, and kind of that's where the hand sizing chart works as well, to get an idea as far as how that fits for you. So for that, again, it's going to be the borrow to avoid. But check that out and let me know as far as the comments down below as far as what you think about that. And also, if you like the content, you like where it's going, do consider subscribing to the channel. So it just helps me out as far as knowing that I'm going in the right direction. Also give me feedback again on the backdrop as far as what you think as far as this stylistic background versus the previous dark background. And then do let me know in the comments down below. And thanks again for your time.